Welcome back to Housethetic. Today, we invite you to imagine stepping off a cobbled street in the 7th arrondissement and into a space where every detail whispers elegance. We're unlocking the quintessential look of Parisian apartment style, proving you don't need a sprawling, grand flat to capture its magic. This video reveals how the clever use of gilded mirrors, simple architectural molding, and a curated mix of old and new can transform your own small space into a truly timeless sanctuary filled with authentic French charm. The flooring in classic Parisian apartments is more than just a functional surface, it's the anchor of the entire aesthetic. This segment focuses on how the intricate patterns of herringbone or Chevron parquet would instantly bestow a sense of history and grandeur, even in a micro apartment. While installing original antique wood floors might be a fantasy, we explore designs that use clever high-impact alternatives like laminate or tile that mimic the classic pattern. The way these geometric floor designs guide the eye and reflect light is a masterful technique for making a small space feel longer, wider, and utterly sophisticated, providing a beautiful textural base for all the other design layers. If there is one non-negotiable accessory in a truly chic Parisian apartment, it is the grand gilded mirror. This segment showcases how an oversized mirror, often placed leaning against the wall above a fireplace or console, is the ultimate secret weapon for creating an illusion of space in small areas. The opulent frame contrasts beautifully with simple walls, and its primary job is reflecting light from windows and chandeliers deep into the room. This technique doesn't just make the room look larger, it layers the light and the view, adding architectural depth and that coveted touch of French glamour without requiring any additional square footage. Many Parisian apartments are characterized by their good bones, the original architectural details that provide a framework of elegance. This chapter highlights how to introduce this grand French charm into a modern featureless flat using simple budget-friendly additions like picture frame molding and elegant crown molding. We showcase designs where these details are painted the same color as the wall, usually a soft white or cream, adding texture and dimension without clutter. These architectural elements instantly elevate the room from basic to bespoke, framing furniture and art and echoing the timeless style of a Haussmannian interior. The essence of Parisian chic lies in the artful mix of old and new, creating a curated, eclectic feel. This segment focuses on the dramatic contrast achieved by pairing an ornate, antique crystal chandelier with a piece of bold, minimalist modern art, or placing a mid-century modern sofa beneath an original fireplace. This juxtaposition prevents the space from feeling like a museum and instead injects personality and relevance. It suggests a home collected over a lifetime, where every piece, regardless of era, is chosen for its beauty and story, making the small space feel rich with history and culture. While Parisian style can incorporate color, the foundation is almost always a sophisticated, layered neutral palette of white, cream, and pale beige. This chapter demonstrates how this subtle color scheme is critical for making small spaces feel open, airy, and full of natural light. We explore the technique of introducing richness not through color, but through texture, linen slipcovers, plush velvet pillows, a mohair throw, and a silk lampshade. This layering of tactile luxurious textiles in a limited color range gives the room a quiet elegance and a depth that a single stark color could never achieve. One of the most charming elements of French decor is the deliberate placement of a single highly decorative antique accent piece. This segment focuses on integrating a classic Louis XV or Bergerac armchair into a contemporary, small living area. Placed beside a simple floor lamp or modern coffee table, the ornate chair provides a visual focal point, contrasting beautifully with the clean lines of modern furniture. This singular piece carries the weight of history and luxury, giving the entire small apartment a sophisticated depth without requiring large, space-consuming antique suites. The Parisian apartment is famously the dwelling of the intellectual, and books are always central to the decor. This visual guide showcases how to use books as decor, not just neatly organized on a shelf, but piled artfully on a coffee table, a side table, or even stacked elegantly on the floor next to a vintage chair. This casual display suggests a life lived well and a passion for culture. In a small space, these curated stacks add instant character and warmth, turning everyday objects into beautiful organic vignettes that contribute to the home's lived-in elegance. Even the tiniest Parisian apartment typically features a charming space dedicated to l'art de vivre, the art of living. This segment focuses on creating a designated dining area using the iconic marble bistro table and lightweight wrought iron or cane chairs. This ensemble is perfectly scaled for small spaces, offering a functional yet elegant spot for meals and morning coffee. The classic materials, the coolness of marble and the delicate ironwork, add an authentic café feel, transforming a compact kitchen or corner into a refined European dining nook. Natural light is the essence of a beautiful space, especially a small one. This chapter emphasizes the importance of window dressing that enhances, rather than obstructs, the light. We showcase the use of long, flowing sheer linen curtains, often hung from a high rail close to the ceiling. This approach draws the eye upward, exaggerating the room's height, while the translucent fabric filters the light beautifully. The softness of the linen introduces a romantic, relaxed texture that contrasts with the architectural formality, achieving that signature blend of French elegance and ease. Parisian style is all about quality over quantity, with an emphasis on displaying beautiful, meaningful objects. This segment guides you on creating curated vignettes on a mantelpiece, bookshelf, or narrow console table. These are not clutter, they are miniature art installations. We feature arrangements of small busts, vintage oil paintings, a cluster of antique silver boxes, or a single vase of fresh flowers. This intentional display of beautiful items injects personality and ensures that even a small apartment feels thoughtful, personal, and culturally rich. For those lucky enough to have one, the fireplace mantle is the architectural heart of the Parisian apartment. This chapter focuses on how to style this element to exude French grandeur, even if the fireplace is non-functional. The mantle serves as the base for the signature gilded mirror, often flanked by tall candlesticks or classical plaster busts. By treating the mantle as a ceremonial focal point and dressing it with these traditional pieces, you instantly introduce a vertical element of history and elegance that draws the eye upward, diminishing the perception of the small space. A small apartment comes alive with the inclusion of fresh flowers, a non-negotiable part of the French lifestyle. This segment showcases how to integrate simple, unpretentious arrangements of market flowers or single branches into your decor. From a small bouquet of tulips in a simple vase on the bistro table to framed botanical prints hung on the wall, these natural elements introduce pops of color and organic shapes that soften the rigid architecture. This design move keeps the space feeling vibrant, fresh, and perpetually romantic. The ultimate secret to Parisian chic is that it never looks tried too hard. This chapter inspires you to embrace the undone look or nonchalance. It means art pieces might lean casually against a wall instead of being perfectly centered, textiles are thrown over a sofa rather than meticulously folded, and collections are artfully arranged rather than rigidly organized. This intentional imperfection creates a relaxed, welcoming atmosphere, making a small apartment feel like a genuinely lived-in home, full of character and personal style. That wraps up our visual guide to achieving a truly Parisian apartment look. Remember the key takeaways: always maximize natural light with mirrors and sheer curtains, and don't be afraid to mix eras. The contrast is the charm. With just a few well-chosen pieces, such as a bistro table or a gilded accessory, you can infuse your small apartment with the sophistication of French interiors. We appreciate you exploring timeless home design with Housethetic.